Okay, so back to this. I checked the traps in here, nothing. One in here, nothing. One in there, nothing. One up front, nothing. One in the guard, you guys are seeing the trend, nothing. I look, I'm half asleep, been up for 5 minutes. I kept waking up last night.
I'm back here.
Did I catch it? Rach is back there. There's one down in there, nothing. One down in there, nothing. Rachel's like, he's in there, he's right there. And I'm like looking, I'm like, Rach, he's not in there. I'm looking at the trap, he's right here. And if you see him, he's in this live trap. So of course, he gets to live.
Turn around for me to see.
We had like 9 traps out and he's the only one. And I mean, he's small. He's just like a little desert field mouse. Yeah, so now I gotta go figure out how this works and he gets to live. Of course he would get stuck in there. There, go, go. Unreal. Great night's sleep other than the mouse, which we hopefully got resolved. He's out of there. We've stayed at this spot, I think, 3 separate occasions, 3 years. First time was, I believe, 3 years ago. So crazy that and we only usually do a night here on our way to Zion. So I think we're about an hour and a half from Zion, if I'm not mistaken. We'd have to ask the receptionist. And I believe that's where we're gonna head here in just a little bit. We'll probably eat lunch and then head into the park, get a hike done before this evening. It'll be cool there tonight, so we're gonna need the heat, but it's okay. We're gonna start making our way back home. As I said, the bus went to auction yesterday. I had some snips on that, or some clips. Just didn't feel it, you know? I've bought a lot of cars and vehicles in my life. I bought the van and was apprehensive about that because it was wrecked. When I originally purchased it, Rachel and I split it, but when I first purchased it, it was totaled. I told her, I don't even know if this thing runs. The bus I really wanted, we really wanted. We see a vision for it in a chapter that probably doesn't make sense to a lot of people, but for our current plans and situation, it would check off a couple of things. Water, we would be able to carry 300 gallons of water. We would have a full bathroom. We would have an oven and a kitchen that we can cook meals in together. A living room that would be for like reading and kind of chilling, a bedroom that's just for sleeping, more storage. Not that we need more things, but just, a little more organization to where you don't have to pull everything apart just to get to one thing. The van works perfect for us for traveling all over the US. We wouldn't change a thing about that. Definitely would not have wanted to do it in a schoolie, because not only cost, but it would have, just 1 second, look at this view. It would have limited where we could stay, where we could explore, seeing some of our friends that live in suburbs and in metro areas. So anyways, yeah, that's kind of on the list. It was the first bus we kind of looked at. We really weren't even like for sure buying a bus. It was something we had considered and talked about for a while. And this one came up, said it had 40,000 miles. Bid on it, went a couple $100 more than what I initially said was the high, or what we agreed on, and then we won it. And then before we go to pick it up, I was talking to the service manager and found out that the van had like 4.5 times the miles. That he said it had 122,000, which is what the ECU, the electronic control module, like the brain of the computer, said that the vehicle had. But then when I was going through the service records, I came up with 187,000 miles. So I was like, dude, this is completely different. I mean, I believe we got it for a good price, but I'm like, that changes everything. The only reason this bus was appealing was because it was school district owned and had 40,000 some miles. it needed tires. Tires for a bus are like, can be 2,500 bucks if you're buying them new. The batteries, you know, from sitting. So all these different variables. It didn't have the highest ceiling. I was able to stand up in there just fine. So I said, hey, you know, can we renegotiate what the vehicle or what the bus is worth? And they're like, no, we can't do anything. We just canceled your bid. You've been refunded. It'll go back up to auction. Well, yesterday it went to auction and it went for $2,000 more than what we want it for. So had it been a case of where the tires were good, you know, we had more time to drive it home. If I ran into a mechanical issue, I probably would have, or we would have stuck with it, but it didn't feel right. We eliminated it. So now I'll wrap up to what I was talking about. That gives us options. We don't have to go 5 hours south back into Arizona to pick up this bus. We're gonna head into Utah and then into Colorado from there and make our way home. Rachel has something going on that we need to get home to in about a month's time. So that'll be that. I'm gonna walk with Zeke here. Pretty nice. Woke up here for free. Let's hope that there was only that one mouse in there. I'm feeling pretty confident. Mice at night, from my understanding, never really have had to deal with mice, but have heard of people that do, and they're active at night. You know, they go right to the peanut butter traps. Not a single trap was touched except for that live trap where he got in there and was stuck, and I think that happened almost instantly. So fingers crossed we don't have to revisit this and this was just a fluke thing. In 3 years' time, if you have seen some of the places that we have stayed out in the middle of nowhere in the rainforest, in the desert, and have never had an issue with it, and then the spot that we were at 2 days ago in Nevada, I mean, you never would have thought that's where we'd get one, but that was where we got one. So there must be a ton of side-by-siding around here because that's basically all the traffic, and the casino allows you 72 hours. I told Rachel we need a side-by-side, but we wouldn't want to tow it around for 85% of our travels and going into town and stuff. So we came up with a plan. We're going to Zion, and what's funny about this is we never really quite like planned, hey, we're going to Zion, and then it just organically happens. I mean, within the last day or two, we've said that, yeah, we should go that way or go to Zion. I think last year we were there like 3 different occasions because we were kind of just bouncing around Utah. We spent Easter there. Yeah, so almost same time of the year, so it's kind of been a tradition. I think we've gone to Zion 4 years in a row. Wasn't it even before the van we went there?
Yeah. I think Zion's probably our most visited park.
Yeah. So it's cool. This drive here is beautiful on the way there from Mesquite, where we stayed last night, to Zion or St. George area. Highly would recommend this drive. It's gorgeous. So yeah, the plan is, I think they're running shuttles, so we should be able to do one hike today. By the time we get there, then the shuttles stop at like evening or right at sunset, and then we'll drive out of the park to find some dispersed camping for the night, and then try and get up early in the morning and head to the park bright and early, probably do coffee and breakfast there, and just
lovely.
Hike around and explore all day tomorrow.
Yes, please.
That is the plan. Here's the setup for the shower. I've showed this in other videos, but I'll show it again. So I have this shower jug here. It's just a pressure washer bottle that we bought new and painted it black. This sits up in the engine bay. There's a spot on these sprinters kind of by the master cylinder that I can just tuck. So if it's hot out, this will actually get hot with the engine. It's 40, 50 degrees here. Oops, I overfilled that. 40, 50 degrees here. So it's not really that warm. So then I just put it on this tea kettle here and boil it. And we haven't used we used our shower pan outside and a rock got it. So I have to tape this just to kind of fix the hole and find the hole. And then I threw our old shower curtain out. But yeah, this just sits down and I'll show you kind of the process of how we do this. Just like that, we have, I mean, it wasn't just like that. I had to make the curtain and stuff. These just clip together here and then use the pump sprayer set on there. All of the water goes into the dog pool. And that is our shower. People say, how do you not have a shower in there? Well, Planet Fitness, you don't have to conserve water. We can take an unlimited hot shower. It costs us $23, $24 a month total for both of us. If we had a fixed shower in here, don't mind that. That's all from the mice. We had to get those because we didn't want to keep losing food, even though it was a one-day deal. That's not usually how that's set up.
We go down one bump and it falls.
Yeah, that's just all of our food that's out of the pantry because we had, those were all spread out in other places, but the mouse traps. So yeah, that's that. This works perfect. We could do it outside today, but it's a little cold, so it's nice to just have it in here, no wind, get cleaned up. We're in St. George, Utah. There's no Planet Fitness around here. Yeah, you could spend $10, $12 each on a truck stop hot shower, I suppose. But this works for us. We have the water. There is a Maverick across the street that we can go fill this back up before we go into the national park, or we can just fill the water in the national park. Just like that, we are both clean. Pretty easy setup, to say the least.
I feel like you should almost show the water amount that both of our showers used, even though it's gross.
Dirty. We've been hiking, so yeah, that's it.
We didn't use the same water. Let's clarify.
Yeah, right. It was clean water for both of us. But I mean, most of that is probably like your feet and when we're hiking and out on dusty roads and stuff. I mean, we do
and
wipe.
Like my hair.
Your hair cleans. Holds it. We wipe down with bath wipes and, you know, a washcloth or whatever we got to do. But to get what we'll consider an actual shower, and to most people's standards, this wasn't an actual shower, but then I just dump it right into our gray water tank. And we're good to go. Just like that. Some of you probably think we're nuts, and that's okay because we probably are a little nuts. But this allows us to have the modern conveniences and feel clean. You know, it was well needed. And like I said, usually we use Planet Fitness, but there is not a Planet Fitness in St. George. Rachel said there used to be one, but it went out. So yeah, it already feels nice being clean.
We gotta eat lunch.
Yeah, we gotta eat lunch. We gotta go to the campground or somewhere and dump this gray water tank tonight. Yeah, that's that. Nice and clean, pretty slick operation. And the fact we can turn the heat on and do this in here when it's, you know, 20 degrees or negative 20 outside it's a perk. It's huge. And we're not taking up all that real estate for a shower that, as I've said in other videos, when you're out in the middle of nowhere, you're trying to conserve water so that you can stay out there longer. When it's 40 miles to the closest town, or if we're dispersed camping somewhere, we can only carry so much water. I mean, each gallon's 8 pounds. Will be over the weight. So anywho, that's that. then we come across the street, fill up our water jug at this Maverick. That lock is not real, it's not locked, and then we're ready to rip. Just fast. It's a high flow pump for semis to just flow. Zeke pants like this whenever we hook him up to his leash for safety. You take it off. He was so calm when we left. I'm like, oh, we should put his leash on. I'm like, is he gonna start panting as soon as we put his leash on? Sure enough, just maybe he just loves living his life on the edge.
So you turn by O'Reilly.
Okay. Yeah, maybe he doesn't like safety because he's panting. You can hear him right now. Take the leash off. Fine. Rachel found a wood fire pizza spot, and I think that's what we're gonna do. You're gonna go check the menu, or you want me to?
No, I will.
I don't know. Man, this wind is really picking up here. So after we decided to shower and fill water and do all that stuff, we're kind of cutting it close. By the time we would go to Zion, because basically where we're gonna stay tonight would be, I think, 25 minutes or 25 miles before the park, before Zion. So if we drove to the park tonight, it's shuttle system only. We're not staying in the park. So then the last shuttle would end at like 6 o'clock or something. So we'd really only have like maybe an hour, and it's super windy, very overcast over in the distance. So doesn't really make sense. So yeah, that's that.
4-hour wait.
4 hours?
Yeah. He said 7:45 is as soon as you'd have your pizza, so.
What are they?
That's how busy they are. He had sheets and sheets of
Oh my goodness. Well, good for them.
That's how good the pizza is, I
wow. Crazy. It sounded good. So yeah, I don't think we'll go to Zion. We'll just go find camp and then get up early in the morning and go to Zion. So we were excited about this wood fire pizza.
Yeah.
4-hour wait ain't happening. Here's the spot in case you find yourself on a luckier day. Just got to the spot that's like 15-17 minutes outside of the park, outside of Zion. Super windy here, so we decided, as I kind of mentioned earlier, we're not going to head to the park. We got settled in here. We have camped here before. Nice spot if you're going in and out of the park. What's it called? Virgin BMX or Virgin BMX. We're doing our poke bowls that we did last night.
This even tastes better than it did last night. Like,
it's good flavor.
No, I'm saying like my sadness about the mouse.
Yeah, yesterday was kind of just a bang, bang, pow, pow kind of a day. Just a lot of stuff. And,
right in the gut.
yeah, but you'll have that. It's part of the road. And you learn to deal with it and overcome it. And just like anything else in life, you keep it moving forward. So yeah, tomorrow, full sun here. Or in the park. 59 degrees, I think. So that should be a nice day. We'll try and do a ton of hiking. Probably start the morning maybe with a nice little stroll with this dude. So actually, there's all these people park here. They go bike up in the mountains probably. And I was gonna say, no, it looks like all these are vacant.
Right.
So
I say we get up super early. We get into the park super early. We can park there and eat, and yes, walk him on that dog-friendly trail.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's that. We're gonna eat, chill out, maybe play a card game, maybe watch a movie, maybe have a drink, maybe just sit here and look at each other since we're clean. It's kind of one of our favorite games. But yeah, it'll be nice to just kind of settle in and have a low-key night and a good morning tomorrow. Good day. Just doesn't quit, just wants to go, go, go. It's like, please, Dad, please throw it. Wind's calming down just a little bit. It's still pretty windy, but that's fine. I mean, we're not going to be sitting outside anyways. It's a speed demon. Right here, right here, right here. Drop, drop. He's so handsome. Hey. Stukio.
Zucan, Washington. Oh, I love when he pants so much he almost falls asleep.
His eyes kind of shut. He was like, I don't think I've seen him run that fast in years. I'm not kidding. It was like the batteries were just charged full and he was like, must get it on. He'd bring it back. Huh. Oh, was that a second splash?
Just wanted to cover the cubes.
Cheers. Look at this orange. This thing is huge. This is the biggest one yet.
Gave it to the big boy.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
We ate lunch really late, so we're just gonna have a little. Maybe I should just do one piece of bread or do you want a full sandwich with 2 pieces?
That's a really tough question. That's kind of like asking me if I want another pour on my drink. It's like, do I need it? No. Would I like it? Maybe. I don't know. Whatever you decide.
I got the 4 pieces out. So.
Then I think we probably should. Yeah, for sure. Just been hanging out. Filled the propane. Got a video done. Edited.
Organized a couple cupboards.
Yeah, I did actually. Organized some cupboards. Cleaned under the sink. Oh, and I sorted some stuff below here. Because from when we had the mouse, I tore everything out at Walmart. And then until we got rid of the mouse, I just kind of pushed everything back in there. So we had to wait for the wind to die down. Took everything out and then organized it. Got it all situated under there.
That's been pretty calm, hasn't it?
The wind? Yeah, I'd say an hour after sunset, the wind died down. It was windy, though.
Can you close that now?
The fan?
Yeah.
Sure.
You don't have to. It's sticky fingers. You can wait.
So yeah, we're going to chill, eat a little snack here.
So our bodies are still on West Coast time because we came from Nevada today. So it's 8:15, but our bodies only think it's 7:15. So it's reasonable dinner time. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's not bad. Zeke just had his dinner. Yeah, we'll have a somewhat early night. We'll see when we go to bed, and then we're going to get up, head to the park. Probably have our coffee and breakfast there. Rachel wants to make a big breakfast tomorrow, so we'll do that. And then take Zeke for a walk through Zion on the parts that he's allowed to do, and then hit the shuttle and go do some trails. Right?
Yes.
Should be a nice day, full sun, and some of the mountains still have snow and rock formation, so that should be pretty.